Hey Pokemon Masters, Toby here, and in a recent video I was talking about how Gigantamaxing and Dynamaxing would work in the Sinnoh region, and obviously that spawns the idea of, hey, let's do some Fakemons. And rather than just kind of scour Google and find some Fakemon to talk about in a video, while there are some incredible designs out there, I decided I wanted to do, my own design. Get a little bit creative and think about, okay, which Pokemon in the Sinnoh region actually deserves to kind of have a Gigantamax form, and then what would it look like, and what would the inspiration and story be? And despite the fact that I don't think Gigantamax forms have Pokedex entries, I don't think they do. Oh, what do you know? They actually do. There you go. How did I not realize or remember that? Nice. I've decided to sort of go ahead and give these Pokemon vague descriptions and Pokedex entries anyway. And while in the last video I talked about 2 out of the 3 starter Pokemon of the Sinnoh region being Empoleon and Torterra, you can check out that video as well as my reasoning as to why Gigantamaxing will happen in Sinnoh. Of course, that's linked in the description. Well, you can check that out. In this video, I'm going to be covering the gym leaders. Rourke and his Crandinios, Gardenia and her Roserade, Maylene and her Lucario, Fantina and her Mismagius or Drifloon, Crash Awake and his Floatzel, Byron and his Bastiodon, Candice, or Candice, I guess is her name, because it's an ice pun, that makes sense, and her Frostlass or Abomasnow, and then of course Volkner and his Luxray. Always found it really weird that guy had a Politoed and Octillery. Anyway, I'm going to take a look at these gym leaders and all of their ace Pokemon and talk about what their Gigantamax forms would look like. Let's do it. First of all of the art in this video has been done by Alex Allen, an incredibly talented artist. I was working on these with him like 6 months ago, and we've been working on a lot of stuff, including some Fakemon for my new region. We'll talk about that and Pokemon Tempest in the future. I'm absolutely buzzing for that. For now, we're just going to go through these gym leaders, choose an ace Pokemon for them, and then talk about what those Gigantamax forms would look like. And we're starting off with Rourke, and Rourke's a great place to start because Rourke is the son of Byron. Rourke's the Rock gym leader, and Byron is the Iron. I was gonna say Ice, Iron. He's the Steel type gym leader. But the two of them have a pair of Pokemon. Between them, they have the 2 fossils. Byron has the Bastiodon and Rourke has the Cranidos. Of course, Cranidos is pre-evolved and Bastiodon is post-evolution, so we would want to have them both fully evolved to Gigantamax them. Although, to be clear, if Dynamaxing does appear as a mechanic in Diamond and Pearl remakes, I would not expect Cranidos to be a Rampardos at the first gym. I would expect them to just do Dynamax Cranidos. But, if there's a rematch option, then Rampardos would certainly get our first Gigantamax form. Rampardos is a giant dinosaur, of course, and it will be absolutely terrifying to anyone who challenges the gym. Its head spikes have all been pointed upwards, and its head looks harder than ever. Its Pokedex entry reads as follows. A destroyer of castles in ancient times, it would use its head to collapse siege walls and terrify humans. It is a furious rival to Bastiodon, and it's said the two would fight so much that they are responsible for each other's extinction. I love the idea of using these Gigantamax Pokemon's Pokedex entries to kind of tell a story about the relationship between them, because these fossils, like most fossils, tend to be a little bit detached from each other. There's nothing really connecting the two, and I like the idea of using these Pokedex entries to tell a little bit of a story. And that's why we're going to jump straight to Byron's gym and then do Gigantamax Bastiodon. This Pokemon is an ancient fortress. It's said that humans hid behind its walls for protection. It is said to have the power to repel even a Rampardos, although occasionally cinder blocks will fall from its walls. These Pokemon are really selling the idea of an unstoppable force meets an immovable object, and I just love that the two of them now have this relationship and story to each other. Anyway, get out of here. Over to Eterna City, we have Gardenia, and of course her ace Pokemon, it's unquestionable, it is a Roserade. And we're going to Gigantamax this Roserade, and I'll be honest, this is probably the one I have the least story or interesting stuff behind, but here you go. The Gigantamax Roserade is a queen of thorns, and its roses in bloom are the biggest in the world. They're also dreaded by its enemies. This because the thorns on its vine whip carry huge destruction and can even inflict poison. That said, to see this Gigantamax Pokemon dance is something spectacular. I just think that's a cool way to take Roserade. I'll be honest, that's all I got for it. next gym. Gym number 3, you may have actually seen on the thumbnail of a previous video, my Sinnoh remakes. Yes, obviously, they're happening video. Maybe you just saw the head of it, but I didn't actually see too many comments about it being like, hey, what was that? Why didn't we get to see that? I like to imagine it's because the video was so good that you weren't distracted by the thumbnail. But anyway, I do have it if you want to see it. This, of course, is Maylene's Lucario, and we're going for a Gigantamax Lucario. Obviously, we're taking huge inspiration here from the Great Sphinx of Egypt, as Lucario is based off of a jackal, and jackals are a big part of Egyptian culture, specifically in relation to the Egyptian god of the afterlife, Anubis. Anubis being a giant jackal, and in fact, it is said that the Sphinx was originally a giant carving of Anubis before it got recarved into the Sphinx. So I like the idea of kind of mixing up that inspiration here. The Lucario has pyramids for its hand spikes, it's got mummy-like bandages all over it, and its Pokedex entry reads as follows. This Pokemon brings a sandstorm of death wherever it goes. Its powers are so strong that it is said to be able to see the aura of both living and deceased people and Pokemon. It's careful not to disturb the departed Pokemon when it battles. So just taking Lucario to the next level, its aura abilities no longer just see into like this world, but also to the worlds beyond. So there we go, even though we're now going on to gym number 4, we've done 4 gyms. By the way, I do feel like all of these Pokemon could do with a signature Gigantamax move for them. You know, like Blastoise has G-Max Cannonade, and I can't think of any others right now. Is it G-Max Fireball or G-Max Pyro Ball for Cinderace? Anyway, maybe you could come up with some creative names and attacks for them in the comments. Moving on, gym number 3, we've got 2 choices here for Fantina, because depending on what version you're playing, whether it's Diamond, Pearl, or Platinum, her ace is either a Driftblim or a Mismagius. Mismagius? It's not going to be Mismagius, because Mismagius? Mismagius? Look, Mischievous' evolution is really a counterpart to Honchkrow, and I don't think there's good reason for Honchkrow to get a Gigantamax form, so I'm going to shove them to the side and instead focus on Driftblim. And this one's probably the one that I think is the most fun. Introducing Gigantamax Driftblim. This Pokemon is no longer a Driftblim, it is a Driftblimp, and I just absolutely adore what Alex did here. Drifloon and Driftblim are known for carrying people away and never returning with them, but I like the idea that Driftblim's Pokedex entry says something along the lines of, to see this Pokemon in the sky is no good thing. It's ferrying the souls of the dead across the skies of Sinnoh. No one knows where it takes them, as it disappears deep into the fog. Yeah, I like this one. This one's one of my favorites. And carrying on with that theme of being silly, and I think it really suits in particular the gym leader of Crash Awake, here is our 5th Pokemon, with his signature Pokemon Floatzel and its Gigantamax form. Weasel and Floatzel, one of the most unique part of their designs is the flotation sacs around their necks and bodies, and here it's become a whole flotation life raft. Gigantamax Floatzel is a blessed Pokemon to see if you're stranded in the ocean. Its body once carried over 100 people and Pokemon safely across the waves after the ship the SS Anne sunk. Many of them were astounded by the fact they survived the ordeal and claimed that they saw a giant Pokemon. I'm referencing the anime episode, The Island of the Giant Pokemon, because the SS Anne sinks and then they arrive on the Island of the Giant Pokemon and it's a giant Pokemon. Anyway, we've done Gym 6 with Byron, so we're going to crack on with Gym 7, and again, we have a choice for Candice. Her signature Pokemon is either Frostlass or Abomasnow, and again, Glalie isn't getting one, so I'm not going to bother with Frostlass, although there is an argument to be made that, you know, Glalie got a Mega Evolution, so maybe Frostlass should get one. Frostlass is pretty cool, but I couldn't think of a good idea for it, so instead, we're gonna go with Abomasnow, and this is a really easy one to do. I don't know why they didn't do it with Mega Abomasnow, but I give you Gigantamax Abomasnow. A Pokemon that, of course, is a massive Christmas tree. Its Pokedex entry reads, one day a year in Snowpoint City, diamond dust is said to fall from the sky, making that day special. However, Abomasnow is the exception to this rule, for when it Gigantamaxes, diamond dust falls from the sky. Of course, this is being a little reference to the fact that at Christmas or New Year's, one of them, in Snowpoint City, we get diamond dust in the games. And I also really like that because of all the little diamond particles that are around Abomasnow. This is where Alex's artwork, by the way, really takes a life of its own, because I just asked for Christmas tree Abomasnow and kind of had a little bit of input on the design, but I didn't mention this. Alex Allen has just put these diamond bits on there, and then that's made me think, oh yeah, diamond dust from Snowpoint, and that's now informing the Pokedex entry, and I love that. It's just creative. And finally, we have gym number 8. And look, quickly before I do it, obviously, I'm going to be doing the Elite Four and the champion and some legendary Pokemon in upcoming Fakemon videos. I'm doing new Fakemon videos every other week, I think. On whatever day I'm uploading this, I'm gonna work out whether this is like a Friday or a Saturday upload, weekend upload, I don't know. But all of it is kind of just in build up and while I prepare for my new Fakemon region for Pokemon Tempest, my own fan-made, not fan-made game, but fan-made story that I'll be telling here on the channel. So obviously, if you're interested in that, you're interested in seeing more Fakemon, do feel free, of course, to drop a subscribe. And, you know, thank you for the support with likes and comments. You're lovely. Right, let's rock and roll with Volkner. And Volkner is an electric type expert, despite having Pokemon of all sorts of different types. Volkner's ace is commonly thought of as being, I guess it could be Luxray or Electivire? I hadn't really thought about that, but then Electivire and Magmortar are kind of a pair, and Magmortar might only belong on the team of Flint, but Flint needs to have Infernape because that goes with Empoleon and Torterra. So Infernape for Flint next time means no Magmortar, which means no Electivire, which means we're doing Luxray. And here is Gigantamax Luxray. When the lighthouse in Sunyshore went out, people could still find the port due to the glow of this Pokemon's tail. It bites into mountaintops and hillsides, devastating them with its fangs, drawing up electricity through the earth and then out through its tail. This causes its Gigantamax clouds to become thunder clouds. And yeah, that's Gigantamax Luxray. I am really thrilled with these 8 Pokemon. I think we've got a whole gym roster here, and it does make sense. If they're bringing Gigantamax Pokemon into the Sinnoh region, and they want to do Gigantamax gym battles like they did in Galar, then these are the 8 Pokemon that would probably get Gigantamax forms. But do you think maybe I should have gone for Electivire and Frostlass and whatever the other one was, Mismagius? Also, go on, I know you want to, let me know how you properly pronounce Mismagius in the comments. Next up, the Elite Four. Until then, thank you all for watching, thank you for being subscribed, we're well on our way, we're on the journey to 250,000 subscribers. I don't really normally care about subscriber numbers or anything, but it would be very cool to hit that because it's, you know, pretty incredible milestone, 250,000. So thank you for being part of that. You're amazing. I'm feeling so good about YouTube right now. Just thank you all for watching. And with that being said, soar high, Pokemon Masters.
This is Ash Ketchum. You just watched a video by Birdkeeper Toby. That makes you a Pokemon Master.
And an extra special thank you to those of you who have been supporting this channel financially, whether on Twitch, through buying merch, or through, of course, Patreon. And a big shout out to the big patron of this month, Ink Thinks. Thanks, mate.